Outside of a theater where a controversial comedian was about to perform, young people were doing what they call le cannelle, a gesture that a French satirical newspaper likened to soaping up in the shower. But in the eyes of human rights activists here, it's something else, a sign of anti-Semitism, they say, the reverse of Hitler's straight-arm Nazi salute. And when some have used it, they've faced criticism, like football star Nicolas Anelka and basketball star Tony Parker. Anelka said he meant it as an anti-establishment gesture, not an anti-Semitic one, while Parker said he didn't know what it meant and apologized. But the outrage mainly centers around this man, a French performer named Dieudonné, who claims to have invented the canal as part of a stage routine that has over the years become more and more controversial. In fact, he's been convicted 9 times for inciting racial hatred and similar charges, but the fines levied against him have not stopped him. His small theater in Paris is packed when he performs, often with the young and disaffected.
He finds scapegoats, and he says, "You have a problem. You have less than others, and there are others who take it all. They are the kings of the world, and they hand out and share their cake only among their friends." This is what he preaches.
Jewish and human rights groups here are appalled and say that Dieudonné must be stopped.
I think people in France and people over the world are realizing and understanding that this guy is not a comedian, that he's a dangerous anti-Semite, and he should be convicted as such.
Dieudonné himself, who no longer gives interviews to the mainstream press, denies that his act, or la cannelle, is anti-Semitic. He claims through his legal team to be nothing more than a comedian and the victim of unjustified attacks because he stands up for those who are excluded from French society.
Because we are in hard times in France and in Europe, so the shows and the jokes of my clients are very tough, very hard. And you know, in France, my clients succeed where the government has failed.
Still, the government is aiming to succeed at one thing, stopping Dieudonné's performances. This week, the Interior Minister issued orders to France's top police officials to forbid his performances if they prove to be a threat to public order, something which even Dieudonné's adversaries admit may just make him more of a martyr in the eyes of some.
But we have the same problem with other extremists. Do you have not to do an attack, not to do a court proceeding because you are going to make him more visible? That's a very complicated issue, and I think that it's important to go after him.
But few of Dieudonné's opponents believe that just stopping his show will be enough. The performer has made effective use of the internet, and his videos frequently score millions of hits on French YouTube. If nothing else, the Dieudonné case illustrates how difficult it can be to define gestures or contain ideas, no matter how ugly, in a democracy in the internet age. But human rights groups believe they must try. Jim Bitterman, CNN, Paris.